YouTube, this is Felicia with Bible Scraps, and welcome to a new special series that I am doing for the month of February. February is special for many reasons. Some of you have birthdays, you have anniversaries, you have special events that you commemorate. We all know that February is the month of love, but it's also the month dedicated to the celebration of Black history. Okay, so I have been crafting for a while. Really got into it in 2004. And I have to say, since my inception of crafting up until now, it has been most difficult to find anything in crafting, whether it be scrapbooking paper, rubber stamps, stickers, embellishment. It's been difficult to find anything that pertains to African American. So I have been on a search these last several years to find anything I can that represents, that depicts people that look like me. I have been crafting since 2004. I have spent, I can't even muster up the courage to guesstimate the amount of money that I have spent on craft supplies. But you know what? Over the years, I have realized it is most difficult to find anything that pertains to African Americans. And you know what? It really saddens me because I think about all the money that I invested, and I'm not talking about tools like punches and things like that. I mean the money invested in paper. I have a garage full of paper, but I tell you this, out of those gazillion sheets of paper and pads of paper, I probably can find 2 sheets that have people on it that look like me. In this series, I'm going to share my collections of African American rubber stamps, vintage sewing patterns, magazines, and in this video, paper dolls. And I am super excited about the paper dolls. I'm going to start with my all-time favorite. Now, my paper dolls, they span. Well, I have a paper doll that's really old, and I'm going to share things out of order. But yeah, I have one that's almost 100 years old, and I'm super duper excited about it. Okay, so several years ago, I was searching for something online. I forget what it was, and I came across this paper doll. Now, mind you, I don't recall playing with paper dolls growing up. My earliest memory of paper dolls is with the Cricut paper doll cartridge, which was highly popular, and paper dolls are still popular today, but I was super excited when I came across Lydia. I'm a 70s girl. My favorite hairdo is the afro, and she is sporting the afro. Now, if you have searched for anything that pertains to African American history, like on eBay you would search for Black Americana, you get a lot of derogatory images. A lot of images of Black people with exaggerated big red lips, a lot of sexualized images, even of little Black children. But I was so happy to come across these paper dolls that depict Black people, as humans, with pretty features and nice attributes. So I'm going to start off with Lydia. I'm not going to flip through every single one of my paper dolls, but check out the clothes. You guys, look at those 70s attire. I absolutely love it. And this particular paper doll was manufactured in 1970. Now, you could find these paper dolls on eBay or on Etsy, and it depends on when you look. But this is my fave. 1970, 59 cents. And the size of this paper doll is a little bit larger than an 8.5 by 11-inch sheet of paper. Okay, so in no particular order, right? Check out Addie paper doll. Now, I picked up this one because my daughter, she was an American Girl's reader. So she still has the books upstairs in the bookshelf. Addie is an African American girl from that book. And this particular paper doll, I think it was manufactured in the 90s. I'll try to give the date when I can. And here is the paper doll. And it's a punch-out paper doll. With Lydia, you have to cut that one out. Alrighty, so moving right along. I came across this one, the Girls of Rosebrook School. This was made by a royal. There's a whole collection of these girls. This one I think is also a punch out. And I think it's from the early 90s. Well, late 90s, 1999. And you could see all the girls here. Of course, Sabrina, she's black. Alrighty, moving right along. Now this is a super cool one here. By the way, you could find a paper doll with your favorite artist, favorite superstar. There's probably a paper doll. I came across this one. Do you guys know who she is? Vanessa Williams. She's the first African American Miss America. I remember when she won the award. Of course, we all remember when she lost the reward as well. But this is a book type paper doll. And let's see. These images, they punch out. Moving right along. You know, let me share a box paper doll, because you can buy paper dolls in like the magazine, the book form, but you can also buy them by the box. And check out this one. Winking Weenie. 1969. And by the way, you guys, do check out my links, because I have a link of a quilter who created a very large African American quilt out of postage stamps of African Americans. I also share a video, and I don't recall the author's name, but this particular author, she has spent, the last 15, 20 years collecting paper dolls, and she is currently working on a book that showcases paper dolls, the earliest one created to current paper dolls. Well, her work was featured at this museum. So I'll link that video if you want to take a look at some of her, part of her collection. But this is Winky Weenie. And I got this for a really good price. It says $5 there, but I don't know if I paid $5 for it. But it was super duper cheap. But take a look, you guys. Look at little Weenie. Did I say her name right? Okay, this is cardboard. This is a thick paper doll. And take a look at her clothes. I'm not going to open up all of it, but there's a lot of clothes for her. And you know what? I actually have 2 sets of this doll. I purchased one separately, and then I saw a lot of 3 paper dolls on eBay, and it happened to have another one of these in it. And you know what? I got all 3 of those boxed paper dolls for about 15 bucks shipped. So that was a steal. Okay, I'll share more boxed paper dolls in a second. But take a look at this one. Great Black Entertainers. Now, Tom Turney, he is like the premier paper doll artist. I don't know how many paper doll collections that he has created, but if you come across a more modern paper doll, it's probably by him. And this one is pretty thick. I'll flip through it. But there's different paper dolls of Black vintage entertainers. with this book, you do have to cut out the images. Okay, moving right along. Now check out this one. This is probably the second paper doll that I picked up. Famous African American actresses. Can you guys tell who these people are? Well, I think that's Beyonce, Whoopi Goldberg, and Halle Berry. And I'll flip through this one. A lot of white pages, right? So take a look at these paper dolls. And these you have to cut out. Alrighty. Do you guys collect paper dolls? If you do, can you share the paper dolls that you have? This is a growing collection for me. I have a whole lot more to add to my collection, but I am so happy the ones I really had on my list, and I'll point those out, the more hard to find paper dolls, I have those. But there's still one I really, really want that I have never seen on sale online to this date. But check out the Happy Family. I think this one, okay, 1976. I don't remember the Happy Family. This is a cutout book or a press out book. Actually, it's perforated, so you could just pop out the dolls and the clothing. So these paper dolls are in great condition. Okay, I'll do this one near to last. Now check out this one, Double Date. And these dolls are pre-cut, 1989. Kind of has a Barbie look to it, right? Oh, and I love it. Look at that hair. I love it when artists, when they draw African Americans, they give African American hair. They draw African American features. I really do like that. And I'm loving, well, I love all things 70s. So this is called Double Date. And then check out this one. Now, you know this is a fave because it's great fashion designs of the 70s. Now, I don't know if this one is African American, but you do see two African American women. This one here and this one. So that's the first page. And did I give the date? 19. Okay, you know what? This book was actually manufactured in 1995. It's by Tom Turner, but these designs are from the 70s. It's a thick book. And you see some of the clothing. Alrighty, let's share another box paper doll. Take a look at this one. You know, I'm on eBay often just searching for paper dolls. There's a lot of paper dolls I didn't know exist. Well, once again, I didn't play with paper dolls growing up, so I didn't know any of these existed. But even as I search now, I come across paper dolls that that I hadn't seen, like on Pinterest. And this is one of them. Her name is Lisa. She's the paper doll with yarn. Box is in great condition. And she's a pretty big doll. A chipboard doll. Pretty thick. And you see her body here. I did not put her together yet. You know what? Where is my yarn? Okay, it came with yarn. Well, it just popped out. It came with yarn that you would thread through her hair. I don't see it in here. But take a look at some of her clothing. Look at that. I love it. You know, I love people of all colors, all rainbows, all cultures, all ethnicities. But yet and still, when I am crafting with images that look like me, it adds a priceless value to it. It's much more fulfilling. And I can't wait until I have the nerve to actually construct my paper dolls. Right now, I just don't have that nerve. And this next paper doll is super stinking cute. 29 cents, you guys. Do you remember when anything cost a cent or in the cents? The only thing I remember that cost pennies growing up was penny candy. Back then, pennies were valuable because for 5 pennies, you could get 2 penny candies. Well, this paper doll book was manufactured in 1972 and it cost 29 cents. And you get the 2 dolls. So stinking cute, right? Love it. Called Little Dolls to Dress and Play With. My name is Betty. Push out. Cardboard press out doll book. Manufactured 1968. She do have a 60s look, right? No scissors required. 29 cents. Oh, let's take a look at some of her clothing. She's a nice size. Too big for your standard size card, but perfect for a scrapbook layout. And take a look at some of these clothing. Oh, love it. Okay, I also have some mini book paper dolls. Check out this one, Little African Girl. And take a look at some of her clothing. She's from Senegal, 1993. So she has some years to her. And then check out this one, Little African American Girl. By Dover Books, Sylvia Walker. I think she was also 1995. So stinking cute. Now, I know there's a lot of artists out there, and they make paper dolls of all ethnicities, all cultures. I don't have, but I do want to share. This is not a paper doll book. I have started to collect vintage African American cards and love it. I think it's 1980. Someone wrote 1980. I don't know if there's this is too small for me to read down here. I'm going to assume it's 1980, but check it out, you guys. It's a paper doll card. I had never seen a paper doll card before. It's to Grandma, and take a look at the clothing. So stinking cute. So unique, right? So perhaps next year in February, I will add a video to this series sharing my vintage African American cards. Magazine or book type paper doll. And this is famous African American women. So super cool because you flip through this. Well, it tells a story via pictures. You get to know a lot of famous African American women. And why is this in here? Ooh, ooh, I love bears. Look at this. Somebody stuck this in. Don't you love it when you flip through a book and you find ephemera? I've been doing that lately. This is 1987, you guys. It's a bear paper doll. I love it. You guys know I love bears. I'm going to leave that. No, I'm going to take that out and put that somewhere. Okay, so yeah, you flip through it and I don't recognize some of these names, but I do recognize Madam C.J. Walker. I think she made popular the pressing comb, if I'm not mistaken. You do have to cut out these. And then, well, Rosa Parks. We all should know who Rosa Parks is. Well, she refused to give up her seat to a white passenger. If you're not familiar, there was a time in American history not too long ago when we had what is called separate but equal. Whites and blacks could not mingle. They had bathrooms for black people, bathrooms for white people, eateries for black people, and eateries for white people. Well, with the public transportation, that was also separate, but both black and whites used the transit system. Black people had to get on at the front of the bus, pay their bus fare and then get off the bus and enter the bus from the back of the bus and sit in the back of the bus. Well, Rosa Parks, she paid her fare. She followed that process, and she sat towards the back of the bus, maybe I think towards the middle part. They had separation boundaries on the bus that dictated where blacks sat and where whites sat and where that boundary started. Well, it's my understanding that the bus filled up and there were white passengers who were standing. If you ever ride the city bus, then you know what I'm talking about, right? Buses fill up fast. I remember horror stories of standing up on the city bus. Didn't know if I was going to fly off the city bus. But anyway, the bus driver stopped the bus and he moved that boundary line like one row in back of the row where that separated, the blacks from the whites. Well, after he did that, he asked for passengers to give up their seats for the standing white passengers. 3 passengers agreed. Well, Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat. And we are where we are today because of her brave actions. Yes, she was arrested, but she was later released that night, and her courageous actions sparked a lot of what we know about history, a lot of the boycotts and things like that. So this is a wonderful book to have. Okay, so I love this one. It's Barbie. I did play with Barbie dolls like many of you growing up. And this one is the All Sports Tournament. I picked up this one at a local antique fair. I think I paid $2 for it. It is missing, let's see, this guy. But for $2, I didn't mind. But you see these 2 paper dolls. Now it's a cardboard, but it's thin. 1975, you guys. Love it. Okay. Check out this paper doll, Amazing Grace. Right? And let's see what year this one was. Probably the 90s. Well, take a look at some of her clothing and accessories. And you do have to cut this one out. I love this illustration. Alrighty. Let's look at another paper doll. And I absolutely love this one. It's baby Nancy. In a box. She is 9.5 inches, 23 pieces of wardrobe. And she was manufactured in 1971. And take a look at her. Cardboard, nice and thick, and she has a lot of clothing. Now, I had to laugh at some of these outfits because she's a baby. Babies don't wear outfits like this. Look at that outfit. I'm like, that is not a baby outfit. But I love her hair. I love her facial features. This is just a really pretty doll. And I think most of my sets, if not all, they're pretty much complete. Okay, let's look at, all right, you guys. Well, I have one more before I get to the harder to find paper dolls. And you guys, I'm sorry. I'm speaking with a lisp, so my words may not, I may not pronounce them right because I'm still getting used to my Invisaligners. So I'm sorry, but this is a cool one. Traditional African costumes. I love this one. You have to cut out the designs. You get a lot of different designs. And what I like about it, you get the male and the female. So that's really cool. Okay, you guys, I am getting down to my last, well, I have one more. I keep finding these. I have 5 that I consider to be harder to find, and I'm going to end this video with those. But check out this one. I got this on eBay, and it's of Star Jones. I only paid $2 and shipped for this one. And what's cool about it, it's perforated. So I can just pop her out. But her clothes, are these oh, wow. I didn't realize her clothes are stickers. So that's really cool. Star Jones, she's a TV personality. I think she used to be on The View. Can you guys believe I've never seen The View before? Not one time, but I do think she used to be a co-host on that show. Okay, moving down to the harder to find paper dolls. This one is so stinking cute, and I actually have 2 of these. I picked up one a couple months ago, and people, let me tell you, nobody bidded on it, and I got it for $3 shipped. So super love it. And it's a little bigger than 8.5 inch by 11. This is Baby Sue. She was manufactured in 1969. And I love this one. Oh my goodness, I love it, love it, love it. No scissors required. So you just punch her out. And she's a big doll. Okay, I'm not going to punch. You know, I probably can't punch her out for you guys because I have 2 of these. I might do that at the end of the video if I don't forget. But she's a big doll. And take a look at some of her clothing. I love it. Okay, so I hope to find a baby boy paper doll, a vintage one. All right, so another hard to find paper doll would be this one. Playhouse Dolly Joe. I only seen this paper doll the one time I bought it, and I've been searching for paper dolls for a while. So this one is a smaller paper doll, and it was brand new when I got it. It still was sealed in the paper. And this is the little thing that comes on the packaging. 1969, and I'm going to keep this like forever. Let's take a look at the doll. Is she on the back? Where is she? Well, you know what? Do I cut her out the cover? Perhaps, right? Okay, well, perhaps you cut her out of the cover, which I hate to do that because I want to keep the cover. And then you see her clothing here. So you do have to cut her out. So super cool. She is hard to find. So I'm nearing my last several paper dolls. And this is another fave. Magic Mary Jane. Now she's different from my other dolls because she's magnetic. And she was manufactured in 1975. Loving the whole ensemble, right? So I did play around with her. She's the thickest, I believe, of all my dolls. Look how thick that is. Very thick. And she has a lot of clothing. And she's pretty tall. Look at that. Take a look at some of her clothing. I love this green outfit. Okay, you guys, Mary Jane. Now, I'm not sure why she's called magnetic. I didn't get any magnets, so I don't know what that's all about. But so super happy to have her a part of my collection. Okay, you guys, I have 3 paper dolls left. I have 2 that are my oldest paper dolls, and then the last paper doll, it's not too old, but it has a real special meaning to it. Next to the next last paper doll is this one. Look at that price. 10 cents was the original price. Can you guys guess the decade this paper doll was manufactured? In the 50s. 1955. Now, what's so special about this one, in addition to its age? Well, you see the boy and the girl. It's so super difficult to find boy paper dolls that are African American, and this one is. This is also special because you don't see the exaggerated features that you would see on other, even on cards. If you look for Black Americana cards in the 50s, you're going to get that stereotypical look, but whoever Whitman is the company. Whoever designed these paper dolls, they did a fabulous job. So it's Betty and Billy. Once again, 1955. And they are so adorable. They're brother and sister. And take a look at some of the clothing. Look at this Indian attire. I love it. Now, this one was super hard to find, you guys. If you go to eBay, there is someone selling reproductions for $20, but I found the actual paper doll, and I was so super happy to win this one on eBay, and I got it for 20 bucks shipped. So, very hard to come by. Okay, you guys, so this last paper doll, well, I have one after this one, but this paper doll is not only my oldest paper doll, but it is by far my largest, and it is by far the rarest paper doll. This one I only seen, well, actually, there's another one of these on eBay, but it's not complete. It's hard to come across this one. And I have to look up the name because it did not come in its original packaging. But check it out, you guys. I know it's Patches. I want to say Peaches and Patches, but I'm not too sure. But take a look at this huge paper doll. And it's a boy and a girl. Okay, so I think these were manufactured in the 1930s. I'm not sure what year, but these are super duper adorable, and I love them. They're originals. You could see the staining, the discoloring on the back, and it appears to have it has a little easel, so it can stand up. Let's see if she has it. Yep, she has an easel too. And so, I just love it. And it's the complete set. Now, these are really special because in the 1930s, you can best believe the images that depicted Black people, they were not pretty. And you kind of see a little bit of that with the red lips. But these red lips are so adorable to me. Whoever designed this did a beautiful job. They did an honorable job. And I just love these. And I'm so happy to have the originals. I want to say 17 inches. That's what I remember. Yeah. These are 17 inches. Have you seen paper dolls this big? And they're adorable. I love them. Okay, so let's take a look at some clothing. And it's a complete set, you guys. And I got it for a steal. Let me tell you, I was blessed. This was one of the paper dolls that was on my must-find list. And take a look at his clothes. Now, the clothes are paper. So stinking cute. I love it. And then there's hat accessories. Look at the watermelon. A lot of different clothing articles. Let me see if I can find an outfit for the little girl. I'm going to assume these are sister and brother. They're siblings. Here's a little dress. I love me some watermelon. It's my favorite summer fruit. And you know what? I was at Costco yesterday and somebody had a watermelon in their basket. It's watermelon season, but it's wintertime. Can you believe that? I guess it's going to become my favorite winter fruit. But isn't she adorable? Look at that. Oh, I'm so happy to have this one. Okay, you guys, so I'm down to my last paper doll. And I decided to share this paper doll last because, well, you'll see why. It is called Juneteenth paper dolls. Now, if you don't know what Juneteenth represents, well, let me share it with you. Juneteenth, it's a celebration day. It's June the, oh my goodness, is it the 18th, the 19th? I got a brain freeze right now. But it's a date in June that commemorates the abolition of slavery in 1865. I think that is the date when it was declared that slavery ended in the U.S. of A. So Juneteenth commemorates that abolition of slavery with a lot of festivals, parades, parties, family reunions celebrated throughout America. Over 40 states recognize the Juneteenth date as a state holiday. Well, this paper doll is filled with designs, some information, with clothing, right, throughout the ages. This paper doll is still available. I think it was manufactured in 2015, so it's a new paper doll, but it's so special. Okay, I love Gig'em, right? Take a look at this dress. You know this design is old, and look at that Gig'em. So nice. The author of this paper doll set is Nova Edwards, and this is how the back looks. Okay, yeah, June 19th, 1865. Yes, that's the date. 2.5 years after President Abraham Lincoln's official January 1st, 1863 Emancipation Proclamation. I love this one. Love it, love it, love it. And it's still available. Well, I think this concludes my collection of paper dolls. Of course, I'm always collecting paper dolls. So next year, I'll do a part 2 to this video. You are looking at a magazine type book for collectible black dolls. I don't collect dolls, but I love the doll books for the images. And this one, of course, is filled with black dolls. Oh, so stinking cute. Now, if you know, or if you have links of YouTubers that have shared their African American collection of no matter what, please leave the link below. What I would like to do is compile a database of different types of art that has an emphasis in, black art. So be sure to share that video by leaving a link below. Be on the lookout for my next video because I will be sharing my African American vintage sewing patterns. All right, that's going to be really, really fun. If you have been inspired by this video, why not like it? Give me a thumbs up. Feel free to share this video, you guys. This is some, once again, I didn't grow up playing with paper dolls. I didn't even know they existed. So perhaps you didn't know they existed. Perhaps a lot of other people didn't know that these paper dolls exist and for African Americans. So be sure to share this video. Well, I want to thank you all for watching. As always, blessings.